Yeah.
Right. So I'll just quickly explain about the what is ARM and what is the purpose of ARM and what's the use of it, how can we configure it. So everything I'll explain quickly today's session. So once every crowd, I mean all the people join today, I mean tomorrow. So I think I'll take a deep dive on it. So let me share my screen. Okay, so today we are going to cover the R-man. So may I know what is the R-man and everything? So anyone have heard about it while you going through some online stuff?
No, Banu.
Okay, that's fine. Because R-man is one of the utility in Oracle. It is a default utility where we will use it for the backup, restore, recover, those kind of stuff. Backup, restore, recover in terms of what? Database. Okay. So to take the backup of database, we use the RMAN. So basically, guys, there is a two types of backups. Okay. There is a two types of backups. Let me clear all this. So I told already physical backup and logical backup, right? So we have gone through the logical backup, so which is using the data pump. So that will be achieved by EXPDP, IMPDP. So and it will take the only backup of data and doesn't take the any backup of physical files. That is data file, control file, read log file, something like that. So, but when we come to the physical backup, there is a two types in physical backups too. That is a two types in physical backups too. So here the first one is offline backup. Offline backup. And the second one is online backup. Second one is online backup. So offline backup, what is the offline backup means? We have to bring down the database down. So database won't be available to the all users. At that time, we will back up the all files like data files, control files, read log files, everything. So basically offline backup definition is it's a process of backing up the database while the database is down. Simple. So similarly, what is the online backup? So it's a process of backing up the database while the database is up and available to the all users. So we can take the backup of database still when the database is up and it's available to all users. So basically, previously majority of the people they were doing offline backups, but later on 10G onwards, we got the. I mean, Oracle always recommends to do the online backups. So the online backup can be achieved by many technologies like some snapshot, something like that. But Oracle recommends, and the Oracle default one is online backup using the RMAN utility. When I say the RMAN, the full form of RMAN is recovery manager. Recovery manager, right? So here, if you go there, so this is called the recovery manager. When I say the RMAN utility, how it look like? So when I say the utility, if I go here, if I give the RMAN target slash very simple to use, very quick and simple. When I say the utility, it's same as the SQL plus utility, right? So in SQL plus utility, what and all we can do? We can do the all database related queries. We can write there. Similarly, Rman is a one more utility where we can back up the database and everything. So how to connect to the Rman? Rman target slash. So how this works? So when I give the Rman target slash to which database it will connect? It will connect to the SID what we have exported already. Let's say we have a 3 or 4 or 5 databases in this server. PS-F grep daemon. If I give it showing only dev, let's assume that there is a running a prod, test, UAT databases are also running in the same server. Now, if I want to connect to the SQL plus database to the dev database, what and all things I need to do? Anyone quickly tell me? So I have a 4 databases in server. If I want to connect to the dev database, what and all things I have to export? Okay, I have to export the Oracle home. I have to export the path, and I have to export the SID. SID is the where we will give the database instance name, right? So export Oracle SID equals to dev. I have to give to connect to the database. Similarly, if I give the export Oracle SID equals to prod, I can connect to the prod database. So what SID is exported. If I give the Rman target, whatever the SID is exported, it will connect to that database. That database. Rman target slash is a simple command to connect to the Rman. So this is how we connect. And let's see what are the things we have. So Rman, we can back up the target database. Okay. So the Rman client which interrupts the backup and recovery commands, direct server sessions to execute those commands. Okay. So we can execute the backup commands from Rman client. And there is what is the target database? I already told that target database is nothing but the database which we have exported from the OS level. And Rman is a command line oriented database client, much like SQL plus. And Rman have their own syntaxes to perform the backup and recovery restores. Okay. Rman communicates with one or more server process on the target database, which actually perform the work. Okay. In parallelly, we can increase the parallelism. That means we can increase the parallelism. We can divide the server process. We can allocate the multiple server process to the Rman. So in such a way, Rman make sure that the backup time will be very quickly. And when you we no need to install the Rman separately. When you install the Oracle database itself, the Rman comes up with by default. The Rman comes up by default, and the Rman utility where it will be located. It will be located in Oracle home/bin. Oracle home/bin. And similarly, we have a few things, okay, a few terminologies in Rman. Basically, it's called Rman repository, recovery catalog. So Rman repository is nothing but where it will maintains the all metadata of the backups. So when I say the metadata, basically control file will be having the metadata, right? So in other terms, Rman repository will maintains the similarly as a control file, I mean, which is a metadata about the database. That's all. And the recovery catalog means it can maintain the multiple database metadata, the details and everything. We can maintain for up to multiple databases. That's the only difference between Rman repository and Rman catalog. And flash recovery area is nothing but it's the location where it will be used for the a default backup location, something like that. That's all. Which is nothing. No need to worry about the flash recovery area. It's a just location of default backup and the things. And we can change this. Okay, we can change this. And let's coming to the point. So RMAN will take the backup of database in backup pieces or backup sets. Backup pieces or backup sets. So basically the backup set consists of one or more files in RMAN in specific format that is called backup pieces. These backup pieces are stored physically. RMAN can also backup store information logical structure called backup set. So it's a very simple. There is two methods of backup. One is backup piece and backup set. Backup piece is nothing but we can see it from physical level. So for that particular backup, and the backup set is nothing but logical. What it will have, it will contains the information about the backup. That's all. Backup piece and backup set. These are the two differences. Just remember it. Backup piece is a physical and backup set is the logical. Okay. Then I'll share this. You can go through this theory to understand the more, but still I'm explaining all the highlights. Now let's see the RMAN configuration, how this looks like and all. Okay. If I open, I've connected to RMAN here. You are seeing here, right? Connected to target database dev. So it's connected to the dev database. Now it's taken us to RMAN prompt. So currently we are in the RMAN prompt where we can execute all RMAN commands. Hardly we will be having 5 to 10 commands we use in RMAN regularly. That's all. And that too, it's a very easy to remember and everything. So let me show you what is a RMAN configuration, how to change it, and what is the terminology here. So if I give the show all, connecting to the RMAN, it will show the all configuration about my my current RMAN. Okay. So here we have you are seeing, right, retention policy to redundancy to backup optimization of default it is default device type to disk default again, control file auto backup on, so we can either set it to off or on. Control file auto backup format, so where we want to store the control file backup. Device type disk parallelism, so parallelism means number of server process that we are allocating for the RMAN. Then data file backup copies, then archive log backup copies. So channel device disk format, so this is actual location of our backup, so we can change, we can change the location wherever we want to store our backup pieces. Then we can decide the what can be the maximum size for the backup piece, so it could be unlimited. And encryption for the security purpose, only RMAN will read the backup pieces, it is set to 1. And the encryption algorithm, okay, sorry about that. So these are the some basic parameters of RMAN, and we can change according to our environment and as per our needs. Okay, let me go through one by one what is these parameters and what are these useful things. Okay, so if I go here, so it is showing something like this. So the very first thing is it is showing retention policy and redundancy. Okay, so what do you mean by retention policy? Means it will decide the how many backups it can keep, how many backup pieces it can keep, and which makes for the useful. Suppose here I set for the 2. Here redundancy I set for the 2. Okay, so that only 2 backups, only previous 2 backups can be useful, and remaining will become the expired or obsolete. If I set this for 2, only last 2 backups will be useful. I mean, by using last 2 backups only, we can recover and restore. Previous two backups, it will those will become expired. That's the meaning of redundancy here. Okay. Then coming to here again, then backup optimization. If we turn on backup optimization off, it will eliminate the duplicate backups or identical data files. Okay. So suppose if we have the same backups and if we have the same data files, it will basically it will eliminate the duplication of backup. That's all. Backup optimization. And the default device type, disk or tape. So here we have the default device type to disk. Disk means there's a storage. Basically, it's a storage, server storage. And if we are using the NAT or something like that, we have to give the tape. That is a network storage. Disk means local storage. Tape means network storage. So we can decide whether we are using the disk or tape. The automation backup of control file is on or off. Here we are set to off, so it doesn't take the control file backup whenever we perform the RMAN. If it is set to on, whenever you perform the RMAN backup, it will automatically take the backup of control file as well. And here the control file format means you can define the location where the control file backup can be stored. You can define the location here. And here configure device type disk parallelism 1. So here I already told it's the allocation of server process. If you give the 3, you are allocating the 3 server process to the RMAN. So the RMAN speed will be increased. The backup speed will be increased. If you give 5, the 5 server process will be allocating and the backup speed will be increasing too. So coming to here, data file backup copies. It's a just device type to disk again. I told you, right? So disk means for the local storage. We are telling that the backup is low. The backup copies are storing in local storage. Archive backup, same. We are telling to the RMAN the backup is storing in local storage. Max size unlimited. I told means we can define the backup piece size. If we give the 10 MB, each backup piece will be 10 MB. If we give the 10 GB, each backup piece can go up to 10 GB. If we give the unlimited, so I mean there is no limit for the backup piece size. That's all. So here basically, guys, RMAN can backup. What and all things RMAN can backup? I'll explain that. So we have a RMAN here. RMAN is nothing but recovery manager. And which and all things RMAN will backup. RMAN can backup data files, control files, redo log files, archive log files, and SP file. Okay, so RMAN can back up all these things. So you are seeing this, these are our physical files, right? Data files are the physical, control files are the physical, redo log files, archive log files, SP file are the physical. So which and all things Arman can't backup? Arman cannot backup the file. Second one is network files. These are also physical files, P file and network file, but this is a not included in backup policy, right? So these cannot be useful in the backup and restore scenarios. You can create P file and you can create network files whenever you want. So these are really not dependable on the backup and restore. That's why it cannot back up the P file and network files. The Arman can takes the backup of only data files, control files, redo log files, archive log files, and SP files. So everyone know what is the archive log files, right? So what is the archive log file? It's a backup of online redo log files, right? When it will be useful? In the recovery. Archive log files will be always useful in recover to point in time. I mean, up to real time. Suppose I have the database 12 o'clock. I lost the database in 4. But I didn't take the backup at 4. But I have the backup which is taken at 12 o'clock. I can restore that particular backup. Then from there on, I can restore the archive log files. That's a usefulness of archive log files. So basically, these are the things about the parameters what we have taken. Now here I've given the deep explanation of this. Okay, so what is a retention policy, and we can give either to the number of backups or either we can give the number of days. The redundancy we can give either number of backups. It means it will only last 2 backups will be useful if I give this, and if I give the number of days, so it will keep the only last 3 days backup. Last 3 days backup. So backup optimization, I already told, it's a process of eliminating the duplication of backup. It's a process of eliminating the duplication of backup. So default type, here I have told the disk and the tape. So what is the disk and what is the tape? So I send this document to you guys today. Okay, you please go through this whenever you find the time, and we see it practically one by one. So here I have given the basic Arman commands. Here we are going to execute this tomorrow, and we are going to see what is these things and all. So clear on this? Any questions we can discuss openly. So if you are having any questions or any difficulties, you can ask me. So you don't need to feel any difficulty because it's a just inbuilt Arman utility where we will be using for the backup. That's all. If I show you practically, you really feel that, oh, it's such a easy process or not. But for the knowledge purpose, remember that what is the Arman, which and all files it will take the backup. It can take the backup. So what is these parameters? What is a parallelism parameter? What is auto backup on or off? These are the major 3 parameters you need to look. So got it? So how to see the configuration of Arman? What is the target database? How to connect to the target database? And what is a catalog database? Catalog will have the information of all databases, whatever you are trying to take the backup. How to connect to catalog, how to connect to the target. In other ways also, we will see it later. If I club now, you will feel very difficulty, but I don't want to that thing happen. So as of now, you please remember how to connect to the target database, what is the RMAN, which and all files it can take the backup, and what is these parameters. So that's all for today, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. If I start practical, it will take some long time. That's why I'm just stopping with the theory here. So if you have any questions, you can ask me. Not only regarding this, and the if you are facing any issues in your laptop while installing, you can discuss me now itself. I have the time. Balaji, you are okay with all installation, right? Because
Yeah, yes, Banu.
okay, so you done the installation
Yes, I done this.
and you started practicing, right?
Yes.
Perfect. And Mamata, how about you?
I installed, sir.
You installed or still installing?
I'm installing, sir.
Okay,
It's
so
already done.
yeah, please. I mean, where you are now. So have you downloaded the software? Have you created the Oracle user and Oracle group?
Download the software, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Putty and Xming and everything you have downloaded, right?
Yeah.
And you can try, I think you can start the installation. See, you no need to worry about the your user because that's nowhere useful. You have the root access, right? So you log in as the root, you create the one user called Oracle, you create the one user called one group called Oracle. So basically, I've given it to the recording session. If you go there, you can able to install.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Then
Okay,
I
sir.
think Narendra is already installed, Money is already installed. Yeah, that's all. So everyone install the softwares I see, and please keep practicing it, guys, until you habitate with the terminologies, until you habitating with the connecting to the database. You create the number of DBAs, you just play with it. Okay, you see the alert logs, what will happen, which and all things you can monitor there while starting and stopping, which and all things are capturing in alert log. So you see what if you rename or delete the log file. You see what you rename or delete the data file. So you just play with it. You create your own issues and you try to resolve your own issues. That's how you can achieve the knowledge. You can gain some knowledge. You can't simply practice the things what we have discussed in the class. Since it's a lab, you can just play with it. All right. So if you don't have any doubts, I think today I will wind up this class. And if you guys need any help of mine in installing, you can just tell me now itself. And tomorrow I'll be showing this practically. Practically with the explanation of theory as well. And maybe Thursday and Friday I won't be able to take the class because I'm traveling. Any questions? All right. Then you guys, if you don't have it, let's leave. Let's wind up. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Thank you.